Greetings, Keepers, and welcome back to Keeper Roguelike, which we are currently playing on the beta version of Alpha 15. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird. The beta version of an alpha. But effectively, we are playing with some changes that have not quite been released just yet. They will probably be released in the next couple of days. But let me read through the list of planned changes, some of which we will be seeing in this playthrough, as well as some changes which have fully been implemented into this. Now, we'll start with the ones that have definitely already been applied. That is a new minion management UI, item picking up UI, wolf teams are explicitly shown, enemies can cancel attacks and retreat when they're losing a battle, which will be quite interesting. Illusions of invisible creatures are now visible to draw enemies away. Doors in enemy buildings must now be destroyed before entering. Pigs are controllable. And a forbid zone, which will order minions to stop entering chosen areas. Now, we're going to be playing the game as a keeper. But the list of changes, which may or may not be in this alpha, because it isn't really quite clear, are fairly big ones. Salaries are gone. You no longer have to pay gold to have your creatures keep working. So there's no real reason to farm enemies other than for experience and free gear. Because you don't need this constant outgoing replenishment of your gold supplies or your minions stop doing things. However, minions now have a natural population cap, which starts at around 8 and can be increased through various means, including building certain buildings, some of which are unlocked with deeds, up to about a maximum population of 30. You can build a throne after you've conquered your first hostile village, which will increase your population limit by 10 and will have some other consequences, such as increased hostility. You can build a pigsty room, which spawns pigs and serves more or less as a dining room for your minions, but is primarily there to increase your population limit by a little bit, about 4. Statues that cost a certain amount of gold each and add a 1 increase to the population limit. Apparently, it's kind of seesawing between having them gain the amount of gold that you need growing exponentially for each statue or not. It's still in a bit of flux with that one. There's now new uses for gold as well. Most likely minion upgrading and diplomacy. Also, there's the possibility of hiring minions from friendly tribes. Finally, we've got NPC AI. They'll work in fields, go to sleep at night, and raise alarm when attacked. They will also kindly inform the player why they're attacking us. So, if they've come to attack us, there's no more guessing why we've angered the knights before we meant to. They'll tell us why they feel what grievances we've carried out against them that has summoned their wrath. And there's possibly going to be some new content, but we really don't know at the moment. Now, as for this keeper's name, it shall be Kalissa. There we go. And let's go. Now, these are all the changes that could be in. Not all of them will be in, though. There's the throne, definitely. There's the pigsty, okay. They do not have statues. Ah, there we are. 300 gold. Yeah, that's quite a lot. All right, well, first and foremost, let's go ahead and pause the game for a moment. We're going to want to dig in, but gold is not necessarily the most important thing for us anymore. And we also kind of want to have a look around. Now, this is the improved UI, so we can see all of their attributes, their equipment down the side there, consumables. We can see their activity. We can control, rename. Wow, we can rename individual people. That is pretty big. That is, I'm not going to lie, that's a huge thing. I'm not prepared for it yet. Oh, new graphics for the mushrooms too. I'm not prepared, so I don't have my name list available. And this is being recorded the night that I'm going to be heading off on holiday. So we're not going to start any large series. Basically, this is just a catch-up, just to see what the new changes have done to the game. Just a little bit of ahead of them being released. It's sort of just a testing it at the moment. Oh, we've got a very large empty area out there. There's not too much going on down here. I think we've seen enough. Let's have a little pot around. Okay, well, we kind of know where the edge of this area is. That's all we really need to know for now. We've got some people down there that we don't really want to mess around with. And the minimap is showing us quite a lot. So, okay, I'm fairly happy with where we can start. Right, we want to leave the keeper. So, oh no, we don't want to abandon the game. You to release the keeper. Now, the throne will cost an awful lot. We're going to need a lot of money for this. But let's find where we're going to start. I think having something... Let's start out with a nice little room like that. And we can have some proper torches and maybe some skulls in there. Maybe even some traps. You never know. Now, as for our trap system, I still like the system that we've got. So we would need 1, 2, 3. There, a door there. That would be fine. 1, 2, 3. Door there. So we'll put 1 extra. There we go. And so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's make this a little bit better. A little bit more symmetrical. Right, okay. We would have a rolling boulder there. Now that's potentially a bit of an issue because they might trigger that prematurely. So what we'll do is we'll expand out this particular one because we're not going to hit any problems. This is not close enough to trigger the boulder. And then the first room we're going to hit is this one. We'll actually prepare this as a training grounds. So let's actually build that out. I mean, I could put a graveyard in here. Tempting. Certainly tempting. If I was going to do that, I would want to expand it. Let's have something like this. A nice big old graveyard. However, the only thing with that is that if my own minions are having to walk through it all the time. Yeah, I don't actually like having my minions go through the graveyard all the time. So what we'll do is we'll have something like this. And instead, this will branch off into a graveyard, I think. A little graveyard just built off to the side. Something we can expand over time. That should be more than enough because we can build it out in that direction that way. We'll take this away and we'll have it start like this. So eventually, it'll be something along these lines. Eventually. Not right now. But in time, it will grow to be this vast. We will have many, many, many vampires for the succubi to make love to, whilst having monkeys on their knees. But for now, that'll be it. I think that's all we're going to need. Yeah, we'll have it that shape. Okay. This is more or less everything we want. So let's allow those imps to get to work. My keeper... We'll see what we have to do with him. Now, this is going to be basically a normal run. I'm not going to specifically have any challenge modes on this. This is a run to explore the different game mode now. Or rather, not so much the different game mode, but the different buildings that are available. Also, I have been made aware that there are potential crash bugs with this one, which is always a bit of a concern, without doubt. But hopefully, we'll be okay. Now, I'm going to have my imps have to drag all of that wood in a little bit further. I don't particularly want to have them going through having an outdoor stockpile. I could, I suppose, have something around here, but I would genuinely rather not. Right, there we go. Now, we're going to need stone for the graveyard. We've got some stone down there, which is not too bad. We're not going to build a... gold room just yet. Now, training room requires iron, so we are actually going to have to dig into that. I suppose we could just go ahead and dig this out. I mean, it seems excessive to do it now, but oh well. I suppose there are worse things we could do. Let's see. Let's get a couple more imps. Now, I'm going to avoid being cheesy with this run. I don't want to go out and use my imps to gather things from people. I just really don't find that particularly engaging with the game. Let's see. Though it's going to be interesting to have the 30 population cap. And that's after building up to it. In the beginning, we're not going to have even remotely that. T to try and restore some of my dapper levels whilst playing this game where the object is to be undapper. We're going to want training room. Yeah, we're going to put the training room bang smack in the middle. It'll be fine. There we are. Now, as for storage, I could, I suppose, get some storage just built off here. Come down there. We could have a fairly reasonable storage room. In fact, if it is purely a storage room, we don't really need to have a large door. We could just do something like this. Maybe have a door on the far side as well. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll have a... Let's see. Installations. We're going to want an eyeball. We could put 2 eyeballs on this side, but honestly, thinking about it, there's not really a requirement for that. Another thing that will be added is a zone command that will allow you to designate an area where your minions are not to go. So basically an off-limits zone. Now that will be quite useful. Right, now, go to training. There we are. Oh, that's so much easier now. So much more responsive, so much better to look at with that. I approve. Right, okay, so we'll get a little bit going in there. We also want some torches, so let's plop some torches down on these walls like so. And likewise, have some torches in here. These are nice locations. There we are. We'll have some torches. Nope. Oh, well, actually, okay. We'll have it top and bottom. That works. That's fine. Right, there we are. So the keeper is at least starting to train. Now, the next thing we're going to need to do is we're probably going to want a library soon. But first, I'm going to say we are going to need a fairly expansive dormitory and beast lair. So let's get that on the go. We have this about yay big. That's even. Don't want it to be even. That'll do. So we'll have a nice big area for our minions to live in there. We could have a similarly sized area around here, perhaps. So we'd want it about there. There we go. This would be our beast den. Bit of room to grow on either one. There we are. I'm thinking we could possibly go for a beast den first, but beasts tend to aggravate people a lot. A lot more than regular mobs. Mobs take a lot longer to become strong, but you've got far greater control, or at least they're just not as derpy and just going out and picking fights with random passers-by all the time. We could do with gathering this, so let's set up a small storage room to help with that. Let's bring that out there instead. Yeah. I do like having rooms that aren't just blocks, as you've almost certainly noticed. I do prefer my rooms to be slightly more interesting shapes. Now, I'm going to make a storage area up here, since there's a reasonable amount of resources. Well, actually, they can just hold the resources down there. It might be an idea to have this be a library. A library come gold room. Yes, I do like that idea a lot. I really do enjoy making the library a little bit more interesting. This is where the keeper is going to spend most of its time. So we definitely want it to be obnoxiously well built. There we are. Yes. I like this. What we'll do is we'll have the throne there. We'll have the gold along the sides. Oh yes, I'm liking this. I am certainly liking this. We'll have a throne there, maybe some more gold, maybe a little ritual room right in front of the throne, and at the head, the keeper. Oh yes, this is going well. It is changing a lot, I know, but it's going to be grand. I wish I hadn't taken that, because I could have left that slightly there, but oh well. Right, so we want a library. We want it about there. In fact, let's build it a little bit bigger. There we go. Now, as for a dormitory, I'll get you down here. That's going to take a lot of trees. An awful lot of trees must now be chopped. We are very, very behind on trees. Now, you don't want to cut them down too terribly quickly, otherwise they're going to get very upset. Now, the keeper is left a bed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Didn't realize they'd do that. We need weapons for our minions. We need to build a dormitory for our minions. You need weapons for your minions. Okay. Fair enough. We'll try and get you weapons as soon as we can. And, oh, there we are. Another orc. Fantastic. Right, I could go ahead and build an eye out here. And I think I will, just for the outside. Wow. Really? Already? That's a pretty beastly minion to get this early. I'm going to put an eye about there. Should cast enough light out here. We'll also place some torches around the outside, just so that I can see minions skulking. Enemies skulking around. There we go. That's perfect. That eye can see it because these are casting light. The eye can't see very much around itself because this is basically darkness, and the eye, you know, is subject to be needing light to see. But it's got a very, very long range. Like, I think it's out around here, so any point of light in that area will still show up, which is very, very handy. Right, we need more trees, so let's continue chopping them down. Now, sooner or later, we're going to spawn a tree guardian, and that is going to cause all sorts of problems for us. All sorts. It's going to be bad. But you've got to admit, you do delight in the slaughter of trees. Just a little bit. Don't try to pretend you don't. I know you do. You're watching me play Keeper Roguelike. There is at least a small part of you that delights in watching things get destroyed. Now, this is going to be our trap hole, but it's going to be a little while before we're up to getting traps. Now, what we can do down here is build out an area to gather some more stone. And again, little interesting room. Not sure what I'll put down there. Could be anything. But for now, it's just going to be a little interesting room. Gonna need somewhere for the pigsty. We've got different rooms now that I'm gonna have to take into account. I'd also like to increase the size of my training room a little bit, like so. That should be nice. We could put prisons around there, maybe. No, that's okay. We won't have prisons around there. I could build. No, I can't actually think of anything off the top of my head that I would like to do. But I would like a pigsty. Now, I'm not sure how big a pigsty needs to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a room like this and hope it's going to be enough. If it's not, then I can use that for something else. It should be fine. But somewhere around here, we're going to need the large storage room. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Haha! I'm onto you. Trying to lead me astray. Get rid of that. Well, that does complicate matters. We'll build off in either direction. Should be fine. We can see a little bit more around this place. And dig out. Wow, we know that that's not going to work because I can see there that it won't. Let's dig like this, and we'll see where we can get to. We could just have a maze of different paths around the place, and that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I'm going to breach this water area. We'll see what we've got. In the end, I may actually set this one up as the workshop area. Because I like having the workshop have a dedicated storage area for itself. Though I typically prefer it to be a little bit closer. But, you know what? This is fine. We'll work with this. So we'll bring that out to 3. And then down. In fact, that is still kind of a small storage area. But we could expand it out by extending these to create a slightly different shape. And we can always expand that out quite a lot, in fact. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Let's actually make this room much, much bigger than I was originally making it. Something like this instead. There we go. A vast storage room. It'll be grand. There we go. And then in here, in fact, I'll take that away for now. But off this, we will have a bunch of different production facilities. So we'll have different corridors leading around the place. Just so that I can kind of try and flank enemies. But we're going to need some bridges. And it's going to cost me a fair bit of money to do this, which is a bit of a shame. Also, let's... Can I not? Oh, that's a shame. No? Oh. I thought I could build them like that, but apparently no. Right, well, we're going to need a light source in here then. About there. There we go. And continue with the bridge across. We might branch down. I'm not sure. For now, that'll do. Right, what I would like, though, is a treasure room. 3 of, in fact, on each side of this library. Now, we've got a fair bit of mana, so let's go over to the library and have a look at what we can learn. Pig breeding. We'll take that. It's a reasonable amount. Build a pigsty to feed your minions. Fantastic. Well, let's take sorcery. Should have really gone for advanced sorcery with that. I was overcome by my curiosity. Damn it. Build a workshop to produce basic equipment. Well, that's definitely something that we're going to need, so we'll go for that as well. Now, as for the pigsty, this is an important question. I could perhaps have the pigsty up here. You know what? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, why not? Let's have a pigsty. It's going to take an awful lot of trees. Oh, my lord. Okay, well. Get out there. Get me some more trees. Also, as soon as I can, I want there to be more of you. But there we go. We've got a little bit of stone, which is good. We've got this area, which we want to set up as a storage for equipment. Let's get that down. And then we are going to want a couple of torches in there as well, because this is a big room. It's going to need this light. There we go. We're not going to have any... Well, you know what? We'll have 2 torches in the living quarters there. We'll also have some torches in the pigsty. There we go. Now, the library obviously needs torches. Why I haven't got any torches in here, I don't know. I mean, come on. How's the keeper meant to be reading when he can't see a bloody thing? Stupid minions. There we go. Also torches in the right place there, which I am approving of. Now, we could build some statues. Perhaps we're at our limit. We've got 11 of 11. Now, I'm not entirely sure that the restriction is in yet, but we'll see. Are you going to eat? Am I going to watch you devour a pig? Oh, this is glorious. Ah, good times. Very good times. I approve. I hope that has some sort of healing effect or morale boost at some later stage. I don't believe it has it yet, but that would be my hope, that at some point that's added in. Now, how much gold we got? We got a lot of gold. We could afford to build some statues around the place. There's certainly a part of me that wants to. How about some statues in here? I mean, come on. You know you want to see some statues in the ornate library. Some statues down there too. Ah, now that looks good. This is the mark of a true keeper. A library full of gold. Statues. There's going to be a ritual room and then a throne room. It's going to be brilliant. This is going to be the library will be the envy of all the world. Even the heroes will be tempted to come here, or at least the ones that like to read. But no, no heroes allowed. Even if you paid a fee. Sorry, this is not capitalist dungeon. This is evil dungeon. You can only come here if you're evil. We may bend the definition of evil, though, if you have to pay an awful lot. I mean, this is not capitalist dungeon, but those statues and that throne, they're not bloody cheap. We have many pigs. We should have no problem feeding our minions. This pleases me. Now, we're going to need to start thinking about where we're going to put the rooms for construction. Now, I'm thinking something like this. If we have 3 there and expand out like that. Something like this, maybe. Then along there. So we'd have distinct crafting units. And then finally we could have 3 along the sides. I'm actually not sure how many this was. 6. I believe there are only 4. But we're going to make enough for 6 anyway. Just because. Symmetry, mostly. Because symmetry. Alright, we've got many orcs. Next thing we want then is a place to get more types of minions. So we want an animal area. Beast den. My imps are doing a good job. Cutting down all of the rock. Well done, imps. We're going to want to put a workshop in there very, very soon. Now, the workshop is going to take wood. Great. Of all the things. I think we'll put the workshop in here, though. So, let's actually start on that. There we go. How are we doing for mana? Not terribly bad. My lord, is going to cost us a lot of money to get those things. Egads. Also, you didn't finish your meal. Now, I was wondering about that. If they don't finish their meal, can I drag the body off and use it in my graveyard? Oh, I hope so. Alright, more trees need to be destroyed. So, let's start up here. Let's get all of these trees down here. I don't even have a graveyard yet, so I should probably actually start that. Let's start building this out. We're going to build... oh, who am I kidding? The whole thing's going to be a graveyard, so I may as well just start it. There we go. Alright. Now we could continue on along there, or we could continue on along here. I think we'll continue on along here for now. There we are. This is going to be very, very good. Just as soon as we've brought in all of that glorious, glorious wood, because we really need it. We need stone as well. There's a bit of stone over there, which we're kind of heading towards right now. Let's continue doing that. I want to try and run these along. Oh, that's good. I can see exactly where it goes. We'll just have it link up on the other side. It'll be fine. Now, the reason why I kind of left this area as it is because I wanted there to be paths through it. So we're going to have a secret path through here. Away from the throne room. You know, basically an escape tunnel. All good keepers have escape tunnels. You understand? It's necessary. Now, would I be safe in coming down around here? I hope so, because I'm going to do it anyway. Now, have you chopped down all those trees? Not yet. More tree chopping, please. There we go. We require much more tree chopping, though. More of these trees need to die. We've probably got enough to summon a few more imps, but we're not that far off getting advanced sorcery. And I think that would be very, very important for us. Getting advanced sorcery basically makes our keeper a tank. And we like tanks. We like them a lot. But on that note, I'm going to have to wrap this episode up. We've made a fair bit of progress. We've got a workshop. We've got an area for storing equipment. Once we've got it, we've got a small storage area for resources. Got reasonable training grounds. We've got a dormitory for our creatures. We've got a huge pigsty, much bigger than we actually needed by the looks of it. And we have got a grand, and I'm going to say this again, grand library. We will eventually have a ritual room, but for now, that is good. And we've got plenty of room to grow. But we're going to have to see how this dungeon does in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this one and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.